And of course, on this particular segment of Foreign News Review, we will bring you our latest interview with the Palestinian ambassador to Nigeria on some of the insights you need to know about the ongoing war between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon region. Of course, on this particular inciting interview, several revelations were made by the Palestinian ambassador to Nigeria and how the Americans were being accused of fueling the crisis in the Middle East state. Let's take a look at the interview.
Freedom! So fresh, so new. Freedom! It's all for you. All for you. Freedom! Keep your ear to the ground. Talking about freedom!
No, the question is, it's not only 1 year, because everyone would like us to follow the school of thought, the Israeli and Western school of thought, talking about only 1 year. Do you know what happened in October 6th, just 1 day, Friday, before October 7th? No one knew what happened to the Palestinian people, which means that, which I would like to say that 6 Palestinian was slain, was killed in October 6th. But to concentrate in only 1 day in the history, in a very long history, this is completely not fair. And everyone doing so is following only the Israeli propaganda, the Israeli Western propaganda. You might know that yesterday a lot of messages to show sympathy and empathy with the Israeli occupation, and all of those messages concentrate only on October 7th. But none of those messages concentrate on the cause of why October 7th happened and what happened after October 7th. What I would like to say that October 7th is a fact. We know that. There is a lot of issue conducted in October 7, military issues, and there is a lot of facts, but there is tens over or many claims, many false claims that the Israelis spread it about October 7. October 7th again is fact, but not all the truth we know. We did not know all the truth about what happened in October 7th. So what to do? We are calling for an international inquiry commission, fact-finding mission, to be established by the UN Human Rights Council. This fact-finding mission, this inquiry commission, to come to investigate what happened in October 7th, what is the causes of October 7th, because it was not came from vacuum. Likewise, how did the Secretary General mentioned before the Security Council in October 26th, the meeting of the Security Council. October 7th, there is a lot of causes behind it. We need the inquiry commission or the fact-finding mission to come to tell us and to tell the international community the cause of the October 7th, what exactly happened in October 7th, who conducted what happened after October 7th, and anyone conducted a war crime before October 7th, in October 7th, after October 7th should be held accountable. Indeed, you said videos, some videos or a video. No, it's millions of videos, millions of photos, because wording have a meaning. There is tens of millions of photos and videos that came out from Gaza showing the atrocity and the genocide that is conducted by the American weapons on the hands of the Israeli army. This genocide is conducted with full complicity by with full of the American complicity and some other, of course, Western countries. The international community, represented by the United Nations, is tried to do as it is ultimate best in this regard. But again, when the international community, the Security Council itself tried to put an end to this atrocity, to this textbook genocide, United States of America blocked this 5 times in the Security Council by using the veto itself. Also, the international community, represented by the General Assembly, adopted more than one resolution. The latest one of it, which is was adopted last month in 18 last month, is calling and out of many issues, of course, to stop smuggling or to stop trading or to stop supplying Israel with the weapons. But unfortunately, by the end of the day, every political commentator and not political commentator, even the social media activist, knowing that by the last year, all of us or every single one around the world became fully assured that might create right. This is the power of logic, not the logic of power, which is guide and rule the international or the world itself. Israel, fully supported by the United States of America, no one can stop them because, again, might create right. This is the law of the jungle that the United States of America is trying to impose it on the ground. No, the issue is Israel is not seeking, before we start, there is a big difference between ceasefire or ending the war. Yes, when you say that ceasefire, this means that there is two armies fighting against other, and the international community is trying to put an end to this war between those two armies. This is not the case. This is not true. Israel, fully backed and supported by the United States of America, is launched a war against the Palestinian people, a devastating war, a criminal war against the Palestinian people in all of the on all area of the occupied Palestinian territory, in particular in Gaza. So that when you call for a ceasefire, this is misleading the people. We are calling for end the Israeli war, the American-Israeli war against the Palestinian people, not a ceasefire. But unfortunately, this is what the terms or the vocabulary, the terms that is still used and and dominate the discourse. Second, when it came to the what you call it ceasefire and we call it ending the war, Israel is intended not to end this war, and this is a clear cut or a cluster clear, and they announce it. Not only this is not our guess. This is what the Israeli themselves announced it long time ago. This war to change the Middle East. We are going to change the Middle East. This is what the Israeli Prime Minister has declared 2 weeks ago, not more than that. This war, they declared they are going to on this war to implement or to accomplish some main goals. None of these goals was accomplished yet, which is completely to turn back the Israelis whom is in the hands of the Palestinian in Gaza. Also to eliminate or to destroy the Palestinian capability to resist the Israeli occupation, which will not happen at all because this is something built in any human any human being to resist the occupation, to resist the unjust situation. This is something, a basic principle that, or basic right that everyone all around the world, especially here, you in Africa, you tried it long time ago so that you gain your freedom from from your colonizer. So that, again, Israel is launching a war to completely destroy and to finish the work, or finish the job. They call it finish the job because they believe that Ben Gurion, when he launched a war against the Palestinian villagers in 1948 and expelled the majority of them and ethnically cleansed the majority of them and turning us to become a refugee, they believe that he did not finish the job, or he conducted a big mistake, that he did not expel the entire Palestinian people from the river to the sea. Now they are trying, and they declared themselves it's time to finish the job or to finish the Ben Gurion job. To do so, they are tried by the military force in Gaza, and they are in a daily basis tried by the military force in the West Bank. But in Gaza, they did not succeed because Egypt was, or Egypt declared a very strong opposition to this, to the Israeli goals. And the Palestinians, they used to say that we will not repeat the Nakba again. And Nakba means what happened to the Palestinians in 1948, which means the catastrophe. So that Israel is trying to turn Gaza to an unlivable place, to destroy, to completely destroy, to level, to change the landscape, and to leave it with no water, no infrastructure, no schools, no hospital, nothing to make sure that the people can be survived after it. This is the goal of Israel. This is the ultimate goal of the war. And now they are trying to do the same exact issue in South Lebanon, and they're calling for settlement or to settle the South Lebanon after they will going to expel and occupy the south of Lebanon. The same exact issue they are doing it. They already distributed a lot of flyers and a lot of, they start marketing for the settlement in Gaza itself.
What has been support from the Arab nations to the Palestinians?
It should not be just concentrated on the Arab nation. The Palestinian is receiving a lot of support from all around the world, and if you accept, of course, the American and of course the chorus of applauder of the Israeli occupation itself, which on top of them, of course, the United States of America and some other Western countries. The Palestinian, if you back just 2 weeks ago in the United Nations General Assembly, was received an ultimate or overwhelming support for their resolution that submitted just in November 18. So that, and we should not, all the time, we should be very careful not to put this as if this is an Arab or the Muslim issue with Israel. This is an international issue. What is happening right now, it's not only against the Arab, it's not only against the Palestinian. United States of America backed Israel to launch a war against the international community itself, to launch a war against the international law, to launch a war against the humanitarian law, Geneva Convention, and all the tools that they used it long time ago to guide and to maintain their power all over the world. These tools that they use it and they created after the Second World War II or the Second World War did not become serving them, and we see a lot of countries that came up and start challenging the American empire. Today, this war is to tell the international community, the United Nations Charter, the Human Rights Convention, Global Geneva Convention, and all of these stuff will not help you as long as you are going to challenge the new political, the new economic order that they are trying to impose it, especially in the South. Yes, I strongly believe that the Palestinian agenda, one of the on the top hierarchy of the American agenda. But unfortunately, as you, of course, you and all of your viewers is watching, they are competing who will serve the Israeli more. The two parties competing who will serve the Israeli more, who will harm the Palestinian more, who will going to destroy the Palestinian society more. This is the point. They are competing against us, not in favor of the peace. Both of them is you cannot compare between the wars and the one wars party and the other. Both of them is very worst against, and both of them is stand against the Palestinian people. Even the current president and his deputy, which Kamala Harris. They are talking about ending the war, but to end the war, you should stop first and foremost. Likewise, the French Minister of Foreign Affairs mentioned yesterday in Israel, to stop the war, you should stop providing Israel with weapons. You cannot talk about stopping the war, then you did not stop feeding them. The war can be stopped immediately if the Americans decide to put an end to their supply of the weapons. And let me just remind you and your viewers, distinguished viewers, of course, in 1956, Israel, alongside United Kingdom and the French, launched a war against Egypt, and Israel succeeded at that time to occupy Sinai Peninsula and Gaza. It took the American only one phone call. Again, one phone call from the President of America, and I think his name is Eisenhower at that time, to the Israeli Prime Minister, the godfather of Israel, Ben Gurion. Tonight you should withdraw from Gaza. And it took him just one call for, and he withdrew. But today, this war launched by the United States of America, not complicity. This is a United States of America war against the Palestinian people, in particular in focus, but it is against the international community, against the old and the classical rules and economic and political orders. It's not only the Palestinian. Again, the Palestinian is a sample too for the American to say that, see what could we do to anyone dare to challenge our upcoming new economic and political order. But again, many of the Americans, you are talking about 100 million evangelical Christian, and they still believe of the Israel and the Jewish people to come to build their state, so that it's a prerequisite or a precondition to the second coming of Jesus or Messiah, then the Harmageddon war and all of these stuff. So we cannot leave this aside from the analysis when it came to the Palestinian issue. But by the end of the day, the United States of America has a lot of interest in the Middle East and South and Africa and other places. To do so, they want someone, their agent. And we became fully sure. We know that a long time ago that Israel is an army that create to them army for them. The Western countries, in particular, it was established by United Kingdom, army for the Western countries, for the Western empires, in particular the American empires, to save or to maintain or to take care of their interests in the Middle East. This army, to justify its existence in the Middle East, they should create to them state, so that it became Israel state. This army or this military base is a stand there in the Middle East to maintain the American empire interests in the Middle East. It's not only to the African nation, but to the entire international community. We in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development agreed in one principle, and it's very critical and it's very important principle. No one is safe until everyone is safe. And anyone believes that what is happening in Palestine cannot and will not affected or negatively affected his country, I can assure you that he's completely wrong. So that again, no one is safe until everyone is safe. This is very important principle. If we agree on this principle, and if we believe of that, back to the fragile countries, our fragile countries in the South. We know that, for example, Africa, 40% of the global raw material is located in Africa. Without take a look, without a deep analysis in Africa, and of course in Asia, Latin America, and other places, if we did not believe that what is happening in the Palestinian, for sure, I will not say might, for sure, one day they will apply it on us as a fragile country in the South. If we did not believe of that, we need to review our political beliefs. But if we believe on that, we should stand firm now as a Southern country to say enough is enough. And there is a lot of political tools, economic tools, legal tools, diplomatic tools that those fragile countries, those Southern countries can use it, which is completely entrenched in the very last UN General Assembly resolution. If they use these tools, which I mentioned, that political, legal, diplomatic tools, economic, of course, tools. If these countries utilize part of these tools, this will pressure Israel and the United States of America to end this war against the Palestinian people. It's an American war against in particular against the Palestinian people, but in large, if you want to take it in large, it's against the international community, the Southern country, the old and the classical tools, economic and political rules that guided the war.
I believe you enjoyed that particular segment where the Palestinian ambassador to Nigeria on how the ongoing war, and I bet you believe you've gotten more insight and more clarity on what is actually happening in that particular region. Please stay tuned. Promise to bring you more exciting edition of this particular segment of the program. Please stay tuned. My name is John Taylor. Bye for now.